get up by coughing, sneezing, like not
Spitting.
washing your hands
Spitting up.
every day.
Just touch your head.
Yeah,
Blowing your nose.
Conceal.
Without using sanitizer. Wash your hands when you leave the bathroom.
And the amount depends on how you react to it when you face contact with it.
So, like, can you turn bad bacteria good, or does that, like, humans turn good? You turn bad
Bacteria, bad bacteria, good bacteria.
Actually,
good bacteria is lactose.
what Mark says, deriving from what Mark says, bacteria themselves, they have no innate purpose. They just follow what their genetic makeup does. By altering that said genetic makeup through several means, such as implanting, like, take gene therapy. For diabetes, there's a short supply of insulin. They take a little bit of human DNA, such as from the hair, and they take an insulin-making gene, and they insert it into said bacteria. As they reproduce, the bacteria themselves actually create a new purpose due to the insulin-making gene, thus themselves making insulin. So technically, bad bacteria can be turned good if you know how to by doing a gene through genetics.
That was good. Thank you.
But in turn, if good bacteria go through a mutation, such as, I don't know, some stimulus such as cancer killing off a whole bunch of stuff, or, I don't know, AIDS coming in, it could in turn cause it to get worse.
So, as a experience with diabetes, so it's like the organ that makes insulin, the pancreas, it's not really the bacteria from pancreas, it's not there, and so it doesn't create insulin.
Actually, there's actually a gland.
And so I have to inject myself with insulin, and yeah, it's like the bacteria is not supporting the pancreas for what it's supposed to be used for, insulin.
But wait, there probably isn't enough bacteria in there for the pancreas isn't making enough, so you need to put more in there or something.
So bacteria is in insulin?
Yes.
Bacteria is everywhere.
Bacteria
can be everywhere.
Is this something weird? Bacteria is
Wait, isn't bacteria?
Bacteria is some bacteria.
I have several students who have not said anything. Would you like to say something maybe now? Dana?
So does that mean like the bacteria is failing at something because it's not doing its work properly?
Bad bacteria or just
Like, he said that it wasn't doing what it was supposed to be doing. So does that mean it was failing?
Dana?
Yeah, there's probably something inhibiting it from working properly.
Dana, it's most likely, it's actually caused by a genetic defect inside of a certain cell in the pancreas. That thus causes a stimulation in said bacteria if you have it, because in some cases people don't even have the bacteria period and still don't have diabetes.
So, say like you gain more weight and do you get more bacteria?
I don't think so. I mean,
no, because body mass index also, according to my passage, said gut bacteria come in 3 different types. Says and I quote, body mass index also correlated with the presence of certain microbial genes in biological process. Excuse me.
I got a question for your question.
That,
Are you done?
out of all the species mix was linked to any particular human trait. Certain groups of genes or biochemical functions carried out the bacteria did not match up with the traits. Body mass index, fat, as you said, or weight.
So Corey, when you mean more as in more type or more of one type?
No, I'm talking about I mean when you gain weight, does the bacteria produce more?
More of everything, I guess.
Or does the bacteria just grow, or does it like?
Cause like if you're like a baby and then you go over to an adult, you're gonna have more bacteria because you're bigger and you need more. So like.
it kind of depends because bacteria,
Live without bacteria?
microbes are actually
Go ahead, Chris.
microbes are actually kind of picking about the surroundings while they reproduce at optimum levels. Take, well, I don't know, the bacteria that causes the flesh-eating disease.
Leprosy. Yeah, leprosy.
It takes place at a very high temperature, such as it takes place at around normal body temperature in order to reproduce at maximum levels. But but if it gets too hot or too cold, or if there's not enough stimulus to actually support reproduction through splitting up, such similar to that of cells, in turn causing inhibitants. So it needs certain conditions such as, I don't know, no oxygen.
Stable temperature.
Stable temperatures, or other means, or if there's not much food, or there's too much food, they'll inhibit it.
So is bacteria like a solid, gas, or liquid? When you're cold, it slows down. When you're like really hot, it speeds up. Or...
Not entirely. Not entirely. I mean, in some bacteria and viruses, it actually speeds up due to the warmer temperatures, but in others it actually slows down.
So when you get sick, your bacteria speeds up?
What type of bacteria?
Not your bacteria, the invading bacteria itself actually slows down, because you know the cold where you get fever?
Yeah.
Cold viruses actually can't reproduce at extremely high temperatures.
All right, Kyle, I'll take one or two more statements, guys, and then we're going to go ahead and start our evaluations.
I believe you're getting on topic before, but I'm saying, Corey, you said as you gain weight, does the bacteria expand or contract? So although the species mix wasn't linked to any particular human trait, weight, that answers the question with a no.
Thank you for using evidence.
Yes. A human trait isn't weight. Like anyone can gain weight, whether they're a human or an animal. So it isn't particularly a human trait.
My article was focused on human traits.
Yes, but weight gain isn't a human trait. It's a trait for like all living things.
So is it specifically human traits? I have a question.
Well, this is specifically human.
So,
But human trait is like...
so it's not pertaining to weight.
Yeah, human
My
trait
evidence
is
was
like...
supporting only human traits, not animal
Weight
traits.
isn't a human
Did it
trait.
say that human is not?
Yes, it says the species wasn't linked to any particular human trait.
Okay, well, like, if you're, like, real skinny,
Plain or animal.
and, like, it's less of you, and then, like, if it's a real fat person and it's more of them, why do you have, like, the same amount of bacteria if you're, like, different sizes and that person needs more?
I think like the bacteria has to support the same because the body inside might.
Issa will say the last statement, and we're going to do our evaluations.
I think like the bacteria has to support the same amount of the inside body as the skinny person. Like a fat guy might have like the same organs and the same properties in the organs as the skinny guy. So the bacteria would have to support the same, and there would be the same amount of bacteria.
All right, Danielle, one last comment too, so we have to do our evaluation.
Can we do it for homework?
Hold on.
If you get fatter, don't you need more bacteria? Like, you have to support every single body. So if you gain more fat, and your bacteria needs to support every single part of the body. So if you're skinny, don't they just die off or do?
I know I've heard a lot of discussion about weight, so I'm actually going to look into articles based on weight and the effects of weight and gain and losing, and that'll be our next topic. So start on your evaluations.
Wait, before you go, so real quickly, I just want to say, so the only regret that I have sitting in here listening to you all talk is that I didn't bring other people in here. Because I am so unbelievably impressed with what I saw in here today. I went to, about a month ago, I went to Martin Luther King Middle School, and that's the only middle school in Prince George's County that made AYP. So we principals had to go over there for training. And I sat in on a social studies class, and they did this Socratic seminar. You all would blow them out of the water with what I saw in here today. This was, and I was so impressed with those kids, and I kept thinking, why don't our kids do that? I didn't even know you all were doing it. And then Ms. Bell told me about it. You all have no idea how much this is making my day, seeing the intelligence that I witnessed in this class today. I am just so unbelievably proud of you guys. Like, to a whole nother level. And I'm running outside right now to let everybody else know. Can you do another one so I can have some more people come in?
We're going to keep it on topic of what we need to learn as far as objectives and indicators.
Can we do it about bananas?
Yes, I'll bring in a banana.
All right, you got 3 minutes. Finish your evaluations, please. Put your seats together. Thank you, dear.